All right, let's get a couple things out of the way right away. My eyes are firmly fixed on the road. My hands are at 10 and 2, and I am safe, so I don't need any feedback regarding that part of this process. I'm on it. But I'm going to talk while I drive. Because again, that's therapeutic for me. That's therapeutic for you. That's good for the whole entire world. 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I don't know exactly when this was, I put a piece out on the Huffington Post, an open letter to Donald Trump. And it was interesting because I got a lot of different kind of feedback on that. And I left, President Trump my cell phone number, and I'm still waiting to hear from him. I know there's all this other stuff going on with like the government shutdown and this and that. And I can't imagine anything more important than talking to me. But whatever, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. So now I'm going to put this out on a video. The same type of plea that I had last week. And here's how the argument goes. And you've heard it from me before, but you're going to hear it from me from now until the end of time, or until the funding comes. So here's the deal. Everybody is putting together, the President's Opioid Commission, the Governor's Opioid Commission, the State Opioid Commission, the Local Opioid Commission, the latest recovery rally, the latest group of academics who are going to get together and tell us exactly what the problem is with the opioid epidemic or the overdose epidemic. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the deal. We know what the problem is. Everybody's dying at record levels, year over year over year over year. I don't know how many times we have to get in a room and talk about that. And we understand that we need to increase detox beds. And we understand that we need to increase access to MAT. Nobody in their right mind would argue about that. But here is the fundamental problem, and I heard it again at family group last night. People who are in active addiction or early recovery or whatever part of the process that you want to think about tend to not seek help or follow through on help. That's all there is to it. Like any other chronic disease, diabetes, hypertension, human beings simply don't act in their best interest. So what does the system really need? When you get down to it, the system needs assertive community engagement specialists. And they need to be employed by, supervised by, and trained by independent recovery community organizations. And there happens to be an association of recovery community organizations, RCO. There happens to be a body that actually accredits quality RCOs, recovery community organizations. And there are even quality organizations that aren't accredited yet, and I'm sure they will be accredited. Here's my point. The infrastructure already exists. But that organization and those businesses that want to take care of this, we get little morsels of funding here and there. 5,000 of us, or there's not 5,000, there's 200 of us. 200 of us fight over, a $2,500 grant in our local community. Here's the deal. Fund organizations like Faber Greenville at a substantial level, not at a nickel and dime level. I don't know what that is, 2.5 million a year, $1 million a year, 500,000 a year. It's definitely not 10,000 a year. Fund it at a substantial level. Evaluate it based on engagement and retention. And here's why it needs to be an independent recovery community organization. It needs to be an independent recovery community organization because that's where the innovation, the originality, and the creativity will be able to be launched. This is a fact. This actually comes out of Harvard Business School. This isn't Rich Jones's theory. It's very, very difficult to fit innovation into an existing system, whether it's healthcare or business or whatever, because what happens is the system rubs off the edges of the innovation. That's a fact. So there you go, President Trump. And if anybody knows President Trump intimately, pass this on to him. Or I tell you what, get it to any of your state legislatures. I'm going to send it out to Governor Henry McMaster's. Here's the deal. And if you're in South Carolina, Henry McMaster's, you got an organization in Greenville, South Carolina that will show you the roadmap out of this disaster. And of course, it's going to involve collaboration. And of course, the treatment programs are going to be part of that process. This isn't about anybody being excluded. This is about something being added, something brand new. All right. Pass this on to President Trump. President Trump, holla back. As soon as you get a chance, give me a call. I'll be waiting. I guess I'll just look for like a Washington, D.C. area code so I know it's you. All right, my brother. Thank you.